Online politics tends to blackpill people on the average person. The average person thinks that their politics will lead to a better future, no matter how misguided. Ultimately, is Mike doing more harm than good? Not just to everybody around him, not only to Twitch, but holistically. What becomes of a conservative who stumbles upon a Central Committee stream? Mike is not misguided. He's lost.
Okay, this mic quality is not cutting it.
Even within his own circle, Mike makes enemies from people he respects. As the stories go, they backstab him, they were orbiters, they were bad faith. From the outside, the reality is obvious. If this was true, why does Mike complain when the DMs are shown? If he's operating within good faith, the DMs should prove that. For others, they didn't privately contact him first.
You said that I was, again, I'm happy to talk to Bo, but he seemingly refuses to talk about this. He refused to talk about it on his 100,000 subscriber stream.
Can I just...
you messaged
talked about, so...
Can I just say how... I think I've said this before, and I don't mean to cause anybody harm, because whatever. The case against Bo was actually a slam dunk easy. Like, he was a pretty big piece of shit for how he presented his past. But he actually got off 100% scot-free because of how fucking horrible Mike's expose of him was. It's actually so fucking funny that, like, Bo was basically processing illegally visas for women getting trapped in, like, shitty illegal immigrant, like, work schemes. But Bo came off completely unscathed because Mike was the one that exposed him, and he fucked it up so bad, nobody fucking believed him. Like, if me or, if I or even Vosh had done a video on that guy, he would be done. He'd be done from the internet. He'd be gone. He'd be fucked.
So, okay.
How did he fuck up? Because Bo was arrested in the past. I'm not trying to, like, fuck the guy. I feel whatever. He did his time. But Bo was arrested in the past for something related to illegal immigration, okay? Now, what Bo says was that he was like a coyote runner. He was like trying to help illegals get over the border to come to America to live a better life. And he got fucked by the system. But he was like, that's what he tried to do. He was a good guy. But what actually happened was Bo was working as part of a small company of like 3 or 4 guys that would bring illegal women over from like fucking Eastern, like Europe or like Southeast Asia, bring them over here, like scam them out of their visas, and then like take a whole bunch of their money while they got trapped in like shitty work schemes. And he was the guy that like ran the fake visas or whatever. He did like passport fraud or some shit. He went to jail for like 12 years. But he got off completely scot-free because Mike fucked it all up so much. It's just so funny to me. Holy shit.
I mean, admittedly, I didn't because I was told that he was going to be making a video. I would like him to answer if he and I don't believe he comes on streams like mine to talk about his past. I know he did talk on that on a right-wing libertarian channel.
Can I ask a question, man? Lance?
Yep.
How many times has Bo appeared on your Twitch broadcast?
Twice, I think, or 3 times.
If you don't even reach out,
I don't know. It's funny because like you can kind of see, this is me being maybe an asshole, or maybe this isn't fair of me to say, but like, again, one of the reasons why I like debating is because I can see in real time what your thought process is, how you work through ideas, if you truly understand what you're talking about, or if you're just reading a script that maybe somebody else wrote for you. Sean. Mike, when he's given like the slightest bit of pressure or confrontation, just absolutely crumbles. He just completely falls apart. And it's so funny to watch it happen. It's like, how do you lack so much conviction? What's happened to you?
To others, only because you're rushing to be the first to make a hit piece, to the point of...
Mike was rushing so much to be the first to make this hit piece. Dude, he was misspeaking in the video. I remember when we were watching this and he was like stumbling through lines. I was like, bro, it's YouTube. You could fucking re-record, dog. What's wrong with you? Oh, man.
It's arguable it wasn't even prepared content and just a delayed stream. Is that a double standard or bad faith? If someone follows all of these requests, keeps the disagreement private, keeps it all in DMs, and you still respond that they're poisoning the well and therefore you won't talk to them. How is that not bad faith? Because if it's not, somebody has to explain to Mike what that expression means. He takes no responsibility for how he's understood despite his misuse of words and phrases. After 2 panels hosted by Mindwaves, he later went back to have a one-on-one conversation and restate that others were calling Mindwaves sexist. He provided justifications for it, told Mindwaves what he should do about it, and even forgot that one of those 2 panels had 3 women on it. He still insists he never personally called Mindwaves sexist, and if you suggest that he did...
Who is this content? This is White Nervosa, who has an interesting relationship with my community, but just don't tell Cake we're watching.
You're operating in bad faith.
So you think
I don't think so.
Yeah, but you don't think that you really think it was because of sexism? But we have no basis by which to say that. He's had other women and trans women on his show. Why would we assume that he's not doing this one because of sexism?
Okay, well, now I'm going to need you to show me a clip of where that actual claim was made. That's why I'm here.
So you're
it's
the
my
wait.
conversation
So
with Mindwaves.
you're personally accusing Mindwaves of being sexist, but you're not a woman.
I literally never said that.
You never said. You said that there
you're
were.
not letting me finish the statement. Now,
Well,
here,
you said that there were critiques of him being
bad
sexist.
Faith, Steven.
It's not
this is
bad
bad
faith.
faith.
Okay, go
Steven,
ahead.
You're being bad faith.
Okay, Mike. Listen, Mindwaves counters that your chat has been literally berating him the entire time, and you say, I don't see anyone saying anything problematic. I actually dug through your logs for your chat that night. The word sexist was used 234 times, fragility was used 100 times, racist was used 276 times. You never saw anybody in your chat living any of these insults at Mindwaves?
Oh my god! We need more talks with Mike. Maybe we should pay the dono fee or whatever to do it.
I mean, I guess I didn't see anything I saw as problematic.
Okay, so them calling him sexist or whatever, that's not...
Who gives a shit?
Don't you still have like all that, like your name is Central Committee, don't you still have all like that Soviet shit or whatever on your fucking stream?
There's literally nothing Soviet on my stream. There's literally nothing. The only, actually that's wrong. Wait, correction. As a meme for this entirely ridiculous attack, I created a T-72 emote, which is a tank. T-72 is a Soviet tank. Are you saying that the font?
So none of the font memes, none of the color memes. You don't think there's any?
It was the best font to choose. Like it just happened to be. Dude, these people are clowns. He's been molding super hard since you launched that Twitter thread. Oh, good. How are these people such clowns? I feel like I would be so ashamed to try to make these arguments in public. Like, like it's just the text that I like that color. Like that's what you sound like.
Scott Bradley, $4.99. What is up with Mike's obsession with being the guy to expose and cancel somebody? He wants to so badly.
He wants to get a viral video because I don't know how. I'd have to go check, but somehow, because Mike is like a decently big streamer, he gets like 2,000 concurrent viewers, but somehow he has negative YouTube presence, and he's been trying for like a long time. Like, I think the last we checked, he's got like 6 months of like daily YouTube video uploads, but he has 7,000 subscribers on YouTube. How? I don't understand how his engagement on YouTube is so bad. And even with 7,000 subscribers, even those people don't watch his videos. Like 4 days ago, 480 views. 3 days ago, 300 views. I don't understand how a streamer that big has such horrible engagement on YouTube. How is his engagement on Twitter? I don't know, I haven't checked. I don't know.
Any similarity there? Would you accept?
Maybe it's because he's exploiting his labor too much. He's not paying them good money to produce good YouTube content. Maybe?
Who
Did a
cares
PewDiePie-
about, wait, red and
Yeah.
gold is now means I support the Soviet Union.
You're making
now.
the PewDiePie argument. That's what you want to go with right now? You can if you want. I mean, Hassan does it, so.
I mean, like, all I gotta say is, if they think that's some sort of conclusion, you've failed to achieve an actual conclusion.
So-
you have an inference you can make.
Well, of course, because
That's
we
it.
can only inference to dog whistling. That's the whole point of dog whistling, right? You understand that, right?
Well, yeah, but the thing about dog whistling is that there's a common cultural currency where we've all established that doing this thing is actually a dog whistle. Like when people say 1488 or whatever the fuck, That's a dog whistle that they all know it is dog whistle.
So if I were to Google like Soviet text and I were to go to images and I were to compare that to your stream, do you think I'd see a resemblance there at all, or is that just all a big coincidence?
Look at it. I don't have no fucking idea.
No idea at all. You just randomly settled on these colors.
It.
You just randomly settled on all this stuff. You had no idea that any of it.
Okay, so I have a question for you. Do you have a problem with red?
Dude, this is so ridiculously bad faith.
Is that disregard of responsibility for how others interpret your platform? If not, then you operated in bad faith. If so, then you should not be platformed. Claiming his interest in a candidate for mayor in Omaha, Nebraska wasn't because of Destiny's affiliation with one, but instead because one of his candidates supported Medicare for all. Ignoring that only follows if you had to be interested prior. Did Mike hurt the chance of replacing the incumbent, who later won, with the idea that the mayor has sway on federal health care legislation, or spite? His reasoning for why this has to be bad faith, because regardless, he did harm.
So let me wait, just to be perfectly clear. I'll ask you an honest question. So you're telling me that you arrived at the decision to make a monetary contribution to an Omaha, Nebraska mayoral candidate, and it had nothing at all to do with the fact that Destiny was involved in that race and that person was an opposition candidate.
I actually don't get it. I'm gonna admit it. I'm gonna give Mike a little bit of vulnerability here, okay? I will give some vulnerability, okay? Are you ready? I do not know how anybody watches him and takes him seriously. It is something that perplexes me to this day. When you have so many like comments that he's made where it is like so obvious that he is operating on this whole other world of insanity. Like, how can anybody take it seriously? I truly don't understand. I really, truly don't. I don't understand it at all. It is unbelievable. I've never seen somebody take that many L's before and like survive. Yeah, I don't know.
To be purely pure of your entire intention.
I asked you a question.
Something?
Wait, I asked you a question, Mike. You were just like, I want to contribute to a mayoral race today.
You debate people? You move goalposts like this?
I'm actually just trying to keep you on to the questions that I ask, and you're trying to run away from them. Very rat-like, Mike.
Your position was that you said that I supported her purely out of spite, and now it is.
Do you just really care about Omaha? Just something you did on your own, like no other reason, no other pressure?
So I've been paying attention to Omaha politics for a long time. I know you don't.
He's lying so much.
Mike discouraged people from donating to a children's charity for Palestine when it was actively being bombed. This is just a statement of fact. Mike can explain why the 5-minute clip exists. He can say why the stream happened. He can say it wasn't about Bosch, despite the question being about Bosch, despite his community thinking he was talking about Bosch. But the fact of the matter is, the fundraiser was still going when this clip was made. He discouraged people from participating in a fundraiser for charity for children when it was actively being bombed and the fundraiser actively still going. Either A, you discouraged charity during a fundraiser for children and ignored that there was one, or you did it because there was one. I do not care if it's bad faith. This is harmful.
Highly problematic. And don't like the liberal mentality of philanthropy. That's just not something that I like to do myself, because I feel like it's disgusting, like it is profiting off of other people's misery.
This isn't to attempt to prove Mike is a bad faith actor, that he doesn't know much about politics, or even that he's a bad person. Those can all be demonstrated, but this is chemotherapy. Assuming all of Mike's excuses, the result is still that he does harm. The joke of Hassan's waiting room is funny because it's true. From here, promote other left-leaning content creators. Smaller left streamers, promote an alternative to harm. Watching this stream perpetuates harm. 80% of Mike's earnings are from gifted subs. Watching this stream makes you culpable. What of the conservative? It's self-evident that Mike pushes people for their right. For me at least, looking at these tracks headed towards disaster, this is not a purity test. If attempting to stop this train makes it so, I embrace being neoliberal.
Wait, fuck, hold on. I wanted to say something.
Something that I like to do.
But this is chemotherapy. Assuming all of Mike's excuses, the result is still that he does harm. The joke of Hassan's waiting room is funny because it's true. From here, promote other left-leaning content creators. Smaller left streamers, promote an alternative to harm. Watching this stream perpetuates harm. 80% of Mike's earnings are from gifted subs.